Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be taking a look at 10 secret changes that Rockstar have made in the newest updates to Red Dead Online that they didn't tell us about in the patch notes. So in case you guys missed the last two updates, which was Title Update 1.04 and 1.05, there was not a lot of specifics when it came to what Rockstar ended up doing. Now, Title Update 1.04 at least told us some things, like they said they fixed some general stability improvements, fixed an issue where players would get scrawny nag instead of their own horse, so at least we got a little bit. And then in Title Update 1.05, Rockstar went like super generic, and they were just like general improvements to fix game stability, save data, and address exploits. And this has left a lot of people wondering, well, what did Rockstar actually change? Now, in a way, I wish they would tell us what they actually fixed, but they're probably staying hush-hush about this because they don't want people to try and replicate exploits that they patched or maybe figure out things that they don't want people doing. So in a way, I can kind of understand it, but it's still very frustrating. So today, we're going to be diving into 10 things that I have noticed have been fixed. And as always, if you guys have noticed something that was fixed or changed or was updated and I didn't include it in this video, be sure to let us know in the comments down below. But anyways, let's dive into it today and let's get it started. The first big change that I noticed, Rockstar patched a major glitch that people were taking advantage of that was allowing them to reset their awards, but do that over and over and over again. So for those of you guys who don't know, a lot of the awards in game, like for example, hunting 1,000 animals or, using a repeater to get 1,000 kills, you can reset those. And when you reset them, you'll sort of get like a tally mark on that award, and you'll also be awarded a certain amount of money. Players had found a way in which they could reset that over and over and over again, giving them almost an endless amount of gold bars. That has been patched. Now, something that some players have been reporting is that the payout has also been decreased. It was typically 0.2 gold bars, which is 20 gold nuggets. Some players were reporting that they're only getting 5 gold nuggets now, or 0.05 gold bars. I reset one award just to see what was going to happen, and I ended up getting 20 gold nuggets. So I'm not sure if it's specific based off of a certain award, like will some pay out more than others? I'm not entirely too sure. You guys might want to do some more testing on that, but some people have reported that they have been getting less money from resetting awards. What if it was people that were doing the exploit that now get less money? That would kind of be interesting. The next big change that I noticed is Rockstar has finally fixed gang hideouts and ambushes. So for the longest time, I would run across a gang hideout and I would end up clearing out all the enemies, but it would never say that I started the gang hideout and it would never say that I finished the gang hideout. Like it would always still remain on the map. And it was super buggy. It would cause you to lose XP. In my opinions, a lot of time it would force treasure maps to not spawn and other things that you could find from looting bodies. So I am really glad that Rockstar has fixed this. I have found no issues with this now. I also find that they are spawning more frequently. Now, that just might be my personal experience that I've run into for the 3 or 4 hours I've played after the newest patches have come out. But I've been running into these things left and right. It doesn't really matter what time of the day it is. I'm always finding a new one, and they're always super lucrative to take advantage of. So the gang attacks and the gang hideouts and the ambushes have finally been fixed, which is great news because it's something that's been kind of buggy since day one. Something that's not great news, I made a dedicated video to this spot. Rockstar apparently patched the Cougar spawn location just outside of Blackwater. Now it doesn't even show the Cougar icon on the map. So I guess Rockstar thought to themselves, wow, this is way too easy to hunt one of the hardest animals to find in the game and bring it back to the butcher. I don't know if it was an intended change or not, but now this Cougar is no longer there. However, we have good news because there is another Cougar location that's actually just as convenient. It's actually just to the east of Tumbleweed in Cholla Springs. So if you go there, you'll find basically the exact same thing, that a Cougar spawns pretty much every 2 to 3 minutes. And if you go back, you should be able to hunt it and find it no problem. I found out the hard way. I loaded into the game and was not suspecting me to be in this spot. And I ended up getting attacked by a Cougar and I freaked out. But yes, it turns out that that Cougar will spawn there every single time, and the Tumbleweed has a butcher too. So you can take it back there and basically do the exact same thing you were doing in Blackwater, but now in Tumbleweed to hunt cougars over and over and over again. Another thing about Blackwater I've been hearing reports on is that people have been saying the fish have been nerfed in the Flatiron Lake, and I did not come across this issue. Literally, this is like the first time I threw my fishing rod in the water, and there was like 3 or 4 lake sturgeons in there, which is like the big boys that you want to catch. So no, I don't think Rockstar has nerfed that. It really just depends on the lobby you're in. Sometimes they will spawn, sometimes they won't. So just back out and join a new one if you find you're having trouble with that. Something else that's kind of cool, trains appear to be back. So trains were in the game for like the first week, then they were removed, and I hadn't seen them since until now. There's usually only 1 train per lobby. It's not multiple like you see in single player. So this is something that is actually kind of cool to take a ride on. You can actually get like good loot from the train. Nothing like in single player, but you can still get good loot. And there's also some challenges that are associated to the train as well. Like if you were to hunt 100 animals while on a train, you would get a belt buckle. So it is valuable to have in game, and now it seems like that has finally been fixed. And every lobby you go in now should have the train, which again, if you're having trouble locating it, just go to your map and then to ambient, and it'll take you right to there. A glitch that Rockstar has not fixed in this update, that is the camp consistently moving. So I don't know about you guys, but my camp is always moving. Like it goes from point A to point B to point C, even when I don't tell it to move. And this is frustrating because it costs you money every time that it moves. So if you want it to be set in a permanent location, what you want to do is end up hitting right on the D-pad. And if you go over to camp, size, and location, you can actually place it in a specific spot and it will stay there. If you try to do it any other way, it will start moving automatically, which is really unfortunate. I hope Rockstar fixes that soon, but for now, at least that seems to be a way to sort of get around it. Another thing that Rockstar has seemed to have fixed is the horse bonding bug glitch. So I'm sure you guys have seen it where, you know, your horse is level 3 or 4 bonded, but then all of a sudden on the screen it says, you know, your horse has achieved level 1 bond status. And I'm sure if you're like me, you're like, what the heck? Did my horse just get reset? No, it was just a visual bug, but it was also having an impact on some of the things you could do with your horse. I'm sure as you guys know, as your horse bonds to level 4, you unlock sort of special perks that you can do with it. So that seems to have been fixed. I do not have that issue anymore. So that right there is good news. Another rumor that was floating around is that XP farm by climbing onto the ladders of Saint Denis had actually been fixed. Like that Rockstar wouldn't allow you to climb ladders if you had a wanted level. That turns out to be not true. So that myth is busted. You can still do the exact same thing that you were doing earlier if you're using this location to farm, completing awards, or gathering XP for ranking up. You can still do that no problem. It has not been patched at all. Something that has been patched, though, unfortunately, is the ability to get solo or invite-only lobbies. Now, there was a way to do this by actually starting one of the stranger missions, and then once you completed it, you should have been thrown into a solo lobby by yourself. So it looks like Rockstar has fixed that, so that's bad news for now. However, there is good news that on today's Newswire post, Rockstar stated that they are working on anti-griefing measures for 2019. And I can only assume that anti-griefing measures would include either passive mode or invite-only sessions or solo sessions, so that if you want to work alone or play by yourself, you totally can. So that's good news, and hopefully we will be seeing that in early 2019. Another glitch that happened to be fixed, and I didn't even know you could do this in Red Dead Online. Apparently you could go to Guarma, the single-player island in Chapter 5. That's kind of cool, but Rockstar has fixed that. I still think they're going to have plans for Mexico and Guarma in Red Dead Online, and probably in story mode too, but that'll probably be sometime later down the line. And the last thing that I have noticed, or at least it was a rumor that I had seen, is that it was much easier to get wanted levels. Like, for example, if you ended up shooting another person, that you would get a wanted level and lawman on them, which is very rare right now. Like, you can shoot really anyone in the city, even in like Saint Denis, and no one's going to give you a wanted level, so, or anything like that. However, I tested that, and that didn't seem to be the case. So I didn't know if that was like a one-off experience that someone had, but it doesn't look like that you get wanted levels any easier. Again, I think that's probably a change we'll see in 2019. Now, there are still probably tens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of bugs that are likely still happening in Red Dead Online right now, whether that has to do with clothing outfits or, you know, haircuts that don't make sense. or just general issues altogether, like people getting disconnected from lobbies. I'm sure there's still going to be issues like that. I guarantee you that these tiny updates that, in the grand scheme of things, if you combine their sizes, which was 1.5 gigabytes and 800 megabytes, you know, that's 2.3 gigabytes. That's not a big set of patches that Rockstar can do. So I guarantee you not all the changes they've wanted to make happened within these 2 updates, but those are some secret changes that you might not have been aware about that Rockstar did end up doing. And because of how broad and general the patch notes were, you might not have known that those changes had ever occurred. Now, if it wasn't obvious, there were no big tangible changes in this update. No changes to the economy. Rockstar didn't add new clothing or new horses or new guns or weapons or anything like that. Yes, there were changes, but nothing that you could like physically or tangibly see like what they did in the week 1 update. But anyways, that's all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. Once again, let me know in the comments down below if you know of any changes or fixes or updates that happened to Red Dead Online that I didn't mention in this video. Let us know in the comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.